And first, an update on Israel-Gaza conflict now. Israeli troops expanded their operation in Rafah, the southernmost city in the Gaza Strip, on Tuesday, with tanks advancing towards the city's center amid heavy gunfire. Following hours of intense air and artillery bombardment of Rafah on Monday night, the Israeli ground offensive has forced tens of thousands of residents to flee. On Tuesday night, an Israel Defense Forces spokesman issued a new evacuation order for multiple areas west of Jabalia in northern Gaza, requiring local people to evacuate to the west of Gaza City. Meanwhile, considering the evolving situation, the Egyptian government is considering downgrading its diplomatic relations with Israel. And Russian President Vladimir Putin will be visiting China from Thursday, where he will exchange views with Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping, Putin on bilateral relations and cooperation in various fields. The two-day visit will also witness two presidents outlining priorities for further practical cooperation and have in-depth exchange of views on the most pressing international and regional issues. Following their talks, the two leaders are expected to sign a joint statement and several bilateral documents. It would be Putin's first foreign trip since he was sworn in for his fifth term as Russian president on the 7th of May. And ahead of the visit, Putin has said Moscow remained open to dialogue and talks to solve the more than two-year-old conflict. Speaking to China's Xinhua news agency ahead of his visit to Beijing this week, Putin backed China's plan for a peaceful settlement of the Ukraine crisis. He said Beijing had a full understanding of what lay behind the crisis. Beijing put forward a 12-point paper more than a year ago that set out general principles for ending the war but did not get into the specifics. And in an unannounced visit to the Ukrainian capital, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has promised more support as Russia gains ground. He asserted that what Russia should and must pay to rebuild what they have destroyed in Ukraine.
Making Russia pay for Ukraine's recovery and reconstruction. What Putin destroyed, Russia should and must pay to rebuild. It's what international law demands. It's what the Ukrainian people deserve.
While Blinken, who is visiting Ukraine after Congress passed the long-delayed $61 billion aid package, held meetings with a slew of leaders in Kyiv, including President Volodymyr Zelensky, Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal, Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba, and civil society representatives. He also expressed U.S.'s intentions to use its power to seize Russian assets, as leaders demand to ensure uninterrupted assistance from Western partners.
Our Congress has given us the power to seize Russian assets in the United States. We intend to use it. We're working with our G7 partners to see that Russia's immobilized sovereign assets are used to remedy the damage that Putin continues to cause. The G7 can unlock billions of dollars and send a powerful message to Putin that time is not on his side.
In recent attack, Moscow carried out a series of air strikes on residential areas in the city of Kharkiv in northeastern Ukraine on Tuesday, injuring at least 20 people. At least 15 garages caught fire near another residential building after being struck by the guided bombs. The Russian Defense Ministry also said that its air forces destroyed 10 long-range ATACMS missiles that Ukraine's military launched overnight at Crimea.